And the one, and the two, and the
Ching chong potato.
I notice like every time I hit the record button, I come and I sit down in the exact same way. I don't know why that is. Like,
You're weird.
I feel weird just sitting regular in front of the camera.
Yeah, I drape my arm over the thing.
Is there something about that? Like some subconscious like...
Yeah, you're a weirdo. Probably sociopath. Future serial killer.
Hello, I'm Jonna.
I'm Ethan.
And today we're talking about...
My sister joined a cult. Oh!
This is crazy because I think it was last week.
You joined a cult?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going pretty well.
Sweet.
It's going pretty well. They told me to say that. No, I literally just last week looked up because I was very curious about what type of people join cults. Like, what do they have in common?
It's a loaded question, though.
I mean, it was Googleable. I Googled it and got an answer.
Right, but there are a lot. People tend to have lots of similarities in that respect, but if you look at people who join cults, they come from all walks of life. They come from all socioeconomic backgrounds. They come from all levels of education. They come
that's not. Well, that's fine.
There have been tons of studies.
According to Google, the most common similarity is that a majority of them are women. Sister, right? That said, sister joined a cult. 1 for 1. And the second one is most of them have completed higher levels of education.
Okay. Anyways, on to...
Why are you acting like I didn't research that?
I'm
like, you know.
I'm because I thought we were gonna do the thing.
Yeah, let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing.
Before you get cut. About to get ninja.
Don't go ninja anyone who don't.
You need ninja.
Don't go ninja anyone who don't need no ninja. All right, my sister. So this is a guy. He's 26. His sister's 25. Says my sister joined a cult. How can I convince her to leave it? And he says, my sister joined a cult called Johrei, Johhrei. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Johhrei.
Mm-hmm.
Jory, yeah. Johrei, yeah. One of the three.
We'll call it.
Maybe one of the letters is silent.
All right. It's clearly a cult and encourages very dangerous behavior. I read a brochure she gave me, and they call all science-based medicine toxic. They claim diseases are a form of purification. Yikes.
Yikes, indeed.
To be pure from toxic medicine and let the body's positive energy take care of it. My sister is bipolar and has attempted suicide before. She's very unstable and hasn't taken her mood stabilizers in a while. She has fallen for MLMs. I don't know what an MLM is.
I don't know either. We should have Googled that.
Major League
Mutants. Definitely that one.
Yep. And other organizations like this before. This one is more dangerous due to the anti-science piece. This organization preys on people like her. Has anybody had friends or family members fall into cults like this and have any recommendations on how to convince someone to give it up?
Okay, another thing that I picked up from this is from what I Googled who are likely to. It's oftentimes the people who join cults are people who are looking for inclusion. They're looking to belong. Mm-hmm. And they will stay even though they know it's toxic or unsafe. They will still stay just for the inclusion that they feel alone, which is so scary.
Mm-hmm. Well, so for this specific person, if this is not her first time joining one of these organizations, you should probably lean into that, right? Like, yeah. Hey, remember the last one? Remember how
that turned out?
Yeah. And the one before that?
How about present her with facts like Jim Jones, what's the other? There's another one as a true. I mean, they're all true crimes at the end, but there's so many of them.
But here's the thing.
Scientology.
Funny enough, presenting facts is not.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they said that they think that science is and diseases are purification, so it wouldn't matter if you presented facts.
Presenting facts to people in a cult is fairly useless because they are above factual evidence, or in this case, scientific evidence.
Yeah.
Right. There are many cults. Sometimes they don't call themselves cults. Sometimes they call themselves
organizations
or churches.
Let's not go there.
We'll say, forget about this science. This science doesn't mean anything. Science is not true.
Yeah.
Science goes against what we here at whatever organization believe in.
Right.
And so you've already cornered the market on information. Any information that doesn't come from within this organization isn't real because it's based on, science and law and common sense.
Right.
So going up to someone who's already in a mind state where they are rejecting all that and saying, well, hey,
plus
one
has
plus
mental
one,
illness.
1 + 1 is 2. They can be like, yeah, but not according to organization ABC. They say that 1 + 1 is 3.
Right.
And so no matter how...
Because math is racist.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
So coming at them with facts is like, hey, nah. I would say come at them with love and say, hey, you know me.
Right.
And I am your family and I love you. And it's unconditional love. And so no matter what organization you're part of, whether you're part of Jorlai or whatever, or Church of Latter-day Saints, or whatever, right? No matter what you're doing, I'm always going to love you.
Right.
I just want to let you know that, like, I'm really worried that you're going to hurt yourself because...
Or get hurt,
or,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, something bad's going to happen to you because, medicine has gotten me well from being sick a bunch of times. And guess who else? You. You know what I mean? Yeah. Remember when you had strep throat and you got antibiotics? Yeah. And remember how you didn't have strep throat anymore? You know what I mean? But
I don't know. To me, this one kind of sounds like I agree with you. Come at it from love, but it kind of sounds like a situation where you kind of have to just keep a distance, and this person is gonna kind of have to fall on their face before, if
I see what you're saying.
They have the opportunity to bring themselves out of it. A lot of people really don't, and the fact that, I mean, sometimes you just really have to be realistic about situations. Not everybody, and she's already suffering from bipolar disorder. Not everybody has the mental strength to pull themselves out of tough situations until, or sometimes not even until, sometimes, they're like drug addicts, they'll OD. Some people just aren't, and I'm not saying this girl is like that. I mean, she very well could be capable of that, but it doesn't sound like the fact that she has done this in previous times, 2 other ones, was it? Cults that she joined?
I think.
Or was it just
the way that he made it seem was that it was plural. So I think at least two
already done this even once before. That says to me that
more than once.
Yeah, so that says to me that she is. I feel bad. Like, I want to say, not looking to make it out of a cult, but rather find her place in the right cult.
Yeah.
Like, she probably really likes the inclusion part of it.
Sure.
She probably feels
there's other ways to be included in something without,
More than likely what's happening is that she joined this cult and they have her convinced that medicine is bullcrap And so she's off her bipolar medication, and which means that she is way more malleable.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually she will become a problem for this cult. And that's the part that scares me. Like, what are they going to do with her when she becomes unhandleable, uncontrollable in every sense of the word?
Again, another realm of possibility for helping this person is seeking out professional help, because there are organizations out there who are focused on getting people pulled out of cult-like organizations.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like Leah Remini.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, and for all you.
Oh no, Scientology is definitely a
100%
cult.
a
Come
cult.
for us if you want, but you're delusional if you believe it's not.
So
they're gonna kill us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna unalive us.
Is that a white van right there? No.
That was fast.
Fucking, they're speedy, man. But
Tom Cruise.
But Leah Remini, and there are people that she worked with, I believe. I don't think.
Was it Kirstie Alley? One of them that got out too?
No, I think she's still balls deep into Scientology.
Are you sure?
Could be wrong. But there are people who try to get people removed out of certain Mormon
this is first
sects,
of all,
and by Mormon I don't mean the Church of Latter-day Saints. I mean like the old school, still have 14 wives.
Yeah.
Deep in the
I would just like to
wilderness
say,
of Utah.
For those of you, we are not bashing religion. That's not what we're here to do. Again, these are our opinions about stuff.
She's not.
I'm not. I believe in God, but I also can call a spade, and I can see a red flag and notice it's a red flag and stay away from said red flag. I like green flags.
Nonetheless, there are organizations that help get people out of those types of situations. Mm-hmm. They're not super unlike organizations who try to help prostitutes who are being pimped out, right, get away from that pimp or exploiter. They're very similar, and I don't know the names of any because I don't know anyone in the cult.
Oh my god, I really thought a white van just drove by. I was like, no. Just for the record, also, we're happy with our lives. So if anything happened to us, you watched this episode. Unless, of course, YouTube takes it down. Okay, now I'm just going down a conspiracy rabbit hole. I'm a screenwriter, can you tell? Anyways, go ahead.
She's also a lunatic.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
It makes for the best screenplays.
But yeah, I would try to seek out professional help. If all else fails, don't give up on your sister. That's crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I mean that's your family, and I would assume that if you're seeking help on Reddit, you are probably towards your wit's end in terms of like how to help your sister. But I'm sure that you seem like someone who would flip the world upside down to help them.
Yeah.
So if all else fails, I would seek professional help in terms of organizations that try to pull people out of harmful cult-like organizations like that. Do some Googles. I don't know any off the top of my head because I don't know anyone who's in a cult.
Yeah. I would also try to Google cults that have been dismembered, if you will, and survivors of those cults, because I'm trying to think which true crime person it was. I don't think it was. It might have been Bailey Sarian, but she's probably impossible to get a hold of now. But there's been some that have covered. Obviously, nobody survived Jim Jones, but there's other ones that thankfully they were stopped because of the craziness and the murders. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but whatever. So maybe some of their survivors, because I do know that there are people who have written books about it, and they toured the country giving talks about it and stuff like that. So definitely I would, Google. I would probably just Google cult survivors and see what happened there.
Yeah. Old girl from Westboro Baptist Church.
There you go. That's a good one too.
She wrote
another
a book.
cult.
Well, and oddly enough, she still, well, maybe not anymore, but years ago when she first left and she wrote that book or whatever, she kind of refused to openly call it a cult. Like, she was like, well, it's not a cult. And I think maybe with Joe Rogan, I don't know, someone was interviewing her and he was like, in the though?
Yeah, right.
Like, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a cult.
I do want, what is the textbook definition of a cult?
You know what? It's 2022. Let's find out right now.
Let me find out. I wish I could insert Jeopardy music right here, but copyright.
Cult definition. I mean, I have a definition, but you'd...
Right, well, I want to know the textbook definition.
You'd be mad at me about it.
Yeah, it's probably going to be some, like, Republican slander or something.
No. What?
What are you going to say?
The only difference between a religion and a cult is the leader of a religion is dead.
Are they? Are all the leaders of religions dead?
Jesus, dead. Muhammad, dead. Moses, dead.
Those are like deities, though, like the people you worship, as opposed to like the Pope isn't dead, and I feel like
all those
like
people,
the leader
according
of
to those,
the cat.
but
yeah,
all those people are they're the deities. They're the central figure, and they're all happen to be dead now.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one worships the Pope.
Who do Scientologists worship?
Xandar. I don't know. I just made up an alien name. All right, cult. A system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. A misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
So, use love, get professional help.
Also, maybe, and I don't know, because we live in America where we have a lot of freedoms, and with those freedoms sometimes comes harmful things to people, such as cult activities. Like, people don't have to take medicine if they choose not to, even if they're sick. Like, even if your kids are sick, you are actually allowed to not give them medicine, which is insane. But I know cults are able to function around these kind of laws, but it doesn't hurt. If I don't know anything about this cult, but if they are causing harm to people in any way and you report them to the police, they could at least keep them on the radar. Things that I know, like, no, that happened in a story that I've heard. So I guess it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't. It's one of those things that time and time again, it is because of our First Amendment.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's so difficult to even cross that line. But I mean,
say, hey, listen. I mean, there are plenty of mainstream religions that one could argue, hey, that's like not good for people, and they can say, hey, man, we're a religion, we're a tax-free.
Yeah, but if like Charles Manson, that was like a cult. He had a cult following.
For sure it was.
And they were murdering people or unaliving in case I have to cut or bleep. Anyways, so I'm just saying, like, they didn't start, I mean, regardless, I'm just saying, like, if they're on the record as being in any way, shape, or form harmful, when they go to investigate, if something goes down, they're already on the radar.
Yeah. Report them.
Yeah.
To the authorities.
I don't know that I would ask to speak with the detective about it, as opposed to just some...
ask to speak to the manager.
As opposed to just a regular...
Excuse me, Mr. Police. I'd like to speak to your manager.
What do they call the police officers who aren't detectives? Obviously police officers, but they have a little term for it.
Are you talking about like in terms of rank?
Yeah.
The brass start with a lieutenant.
No, never mind. It's not important. Anyways,
The constable.
I hope that your sister gets help. I hope it doesn't take a turn for the worst, and we wish you all the best.
And also for everyone else, don't join cults.
Absolutely don't. And if you are questioning right now whether you're in a cult or not, you probably
are for sure.
Get out. Although if you're in a cult, they might not be letting you watch YouTube videos on free reign, but in the off chance that they are, and you think, hey, is this a cult?
If you're spending an
More than
awful
likely
lot
it
of
is.
time in clothes that look identical to the other members' clothes, I'm talking like gray robes.
Or the current Target trends. I mean, read the room.
Yeah. Get your whole life together.
If you have a question or a comment or need some advice.
Or if you've ever escaped a cult.
Yes.
Hey, hit us up in the comments or shoot us an email.
In the description below.
Please. I would love to hear about your cult stories.
And obviously, if you put it in the comments, it's not going to be anonymous. But if you want it to be anonymous, send it to us via email, and we'll probably discuss it on one of the episodes.
And then email your mother and tell her what you said.
Or we will.
Not that part. We won't do that. But really, though, I want to hear those stories. I know she does. Hit us up.
Bye, guys.
See ya.